Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rogue Tanks devlog. This is day 30 and it is about making a demo of your game for Steam. In fact, I'm going to be going over some of the Steam features that you can put into your game and how to do that in GameMaker. We'll get into the code in just a bit. First, I want to show off some of the features in the game. So what we have here is a demo screen where you can see that there is just a demo start, controls, which is the normal controls, settings, which is the normal settings, and then the quit game option. You don't have versus mode or records as we have seen in the regular build of the game. So what the demo does is, if we come into here, actually the demo and the main game currently do have the same save data. So technically I can play the demo with any tank, but when you get the demo, it's going to just have the normal tank unlocked because it's going to be using your save data. And if you've never played the game before, then it's the only tank you'll have unlocked. But for the most part, the game plays exactly the same, except for when you get to the first boss. It just occurred to me that I should show off something about preparing a game for Steam. Is that something that they will require for you to do is, well, actually I don't know if it's required or if it's just recommended, but they require that you support the game pausing if you are to, say, bring up Steam. So if I press the tab shift to bring up Steam, you can see in the background that my game has automatically paused. If I take away Steam, then everything is fine. Again, similarly, if I were to yank out my controller, the game also pauses. I also added this little message down here for player 1 disconnected to, I guess, let the user know what's going on. If I plug here, my controller's back in, and it's working just fine. So yeah, those are two things that Steam recommends that you have in your game, and I'll show you how I coded it in GameMaker. Also, something you can't really see, but I have added rumble support. Oh my gosh, this guy fires too fast. You can see in the settings that I can turn on and off. And again, it's not something you can see, but when I fire, there's a small rumble. Oh, and when I get hit, there's another big rumble. I don't know if you can hear if I just hold my gamepad next to the microphone. Oh, this guy's shooting all my shots. Now I need to get armor. Alright, so here we are on the mini-boss, or just the first boss in the game. And this is actually where the demo will end as soon as we defeat it. I guess I can pick an upgrade, but it doesn't really matter. So there we go. This is the congratulations, you reached the end of the demo message, and it lists some of the features that are in the full game. And actually, I think if you click anywhere, yeah, you can't see that, but it pulls up, it pulls up my itch page, actually. I should link that to, or I should change that to the Steam page. Or I could keep it on the itch page, I guess. Well, I mean, the message says add Rogue Tanks to your Steam wishlist now, so I should probably change it to my Steam page. If I press enter, it'll bring me back to the screen and I can continue as normal. I think the way it's set up is that it will in fact unlock this tank for you at the end of the demo if you keep playing. But I also have it set up so that the demo won't save anything. So it won't save that you unlock this tank when you go to the full game. And that's intentional because the demo also does not unlock achievements And so because there is an achievement for unlocking this tank, I don't want the player to have the tank and not have the achievement and like get confused, like, why don't I have that yet? So I have it so that it just doesn't save anything that you do in this mode, and it includes the records. I'll show you guys how I did all of that. So first up here in the object game, I have at the very top, I have demo equals true. This is a variable that is checked at multiple points to determine what is in the game or what the player can do. And that includes in the save script. I do have it save your settings as normal in the INI file, but then it checks right here if not demo, so it won't actually save like level unlocks or records or missions complete if the game is just a demo. So right here in my object game, in the draw event for the title screen, it checks right here if demo, then it draws the menu options like this, where if it's not the demo, it's the full game, so it draws the whole list right there. But then also in the step events, we need to have the cursor move according to whether or not it's a demo. So here in the step event, we have checks for if demo. When the cursor goes below 0, basically it goes up from the top. If it's the demo, the bottom, it'll then move to the bottom at position 3, where the full game, the bottom is position 5. Same thing with pressing down. If demo and it goes over 3, it should go back to the top, which is position 0, where in the main game, if it goes over 5, it goes to 0. And then we have the if confirm. It checks if it's the demo, then it'll know what option you're hitting based on what position you're on, where the main game has all these other options. It's actually a very simple change because none of the other menus are going to change based on whether it's a demo or not. It's really just the main menu. And then finally, when you reach the end of the demo, I do have it set up so that when you are playing in the demo, the last room will be the 4-directional mini-boss. And then when you beat that level, it'll then go back to this level of demo end. The menu will be a new screen, demo end, you go to the title screen, and it'll display that message of you've completed the demo. Yeah, this is it right here, where if you're playing the demo, the level list becomes the regular room list of the first 2 areas at random rooms, and then followed by the one boss room. So to get the Steam API, GameMaker has some Steamworks SDK to download. Steamworks SDK is from Steam. If you have not yet registered with Steamworks, you have to go to the official site that is to Steamworks, which is how you get your game on Steam. What you need for GameMaker is on GitHub, this GMEXT Steamworks repository. You go into here and you can download, yeah, right here. In order to compile, you're required to download the Steamworks SDK version 1.55. So this tells you right here, like the most recent version of Steamworks is not what you want to use. You want to use Steamworks or Steam SDK version 1.55. And maybe this will change in the future, but go to this page and check which version of Steam SDK you need. As for what you need for GameMaker, I believe you just come in here and you can download zip of what you need here. This is all the GameMaker stuff, and then there should be like, yeah, you go in here and you can read on how to set it up. Basically in GameMaker there was, I want to say it was import local package, but I'm not entirely sure. This is not necessarily a full tutorial on how to import the stuff into GameMaker, but I'm going to show you the coding side of all of it. So something that is important to have is once you have this Steamworks down or added to your project, it'll just look like this. I'll make sure, I guess, Windows is checked. Oh, you do have to add in your application ID, which is something you get from Steam and is not something I'm going to show you here. It is a number, no special characters or anything. It's just a number of what your application ID is on Steam. That is necessary in order to link your achievements and stuff to happen in GameMaker. I believe once you have that, you come in here and have global steam.api equals false. Now that is, once you have the Steamworks plugin added to your project, all of these Steam functions will become available for you to choose from. So there's a whole bunch of different things in here. I have not gained knowledge on all of these, but I do know some of them that you need, like this global.steamapi equals false. That is to make your game, well, it's to set the Steam API initially at the start of your game, and I just set to false because if we're not connected to Steam, I don't want it to think we are. And then it checks right here, if Steam initialized, then you can set the Steam API to true. I do have in the step event a Steam update function, which I believe is just built in. Yeah, that's just a built-in function. That's not something I created. That is an actual Steam function that comes with the Steamworks plugin. I added to my pause button stuff. If you've got the regular keyboard press P or escape, plus I have if Steam overlay is activated. That's another new Steam function that's added from the plugin. So if Steam overlay is activated, it will pause the game. So the Steam overlay is activated, can pause the game, but it can't unpause the game. Because right here, if game is paused and Steam overlay is not activated, then it will unpause. Now here's the controller disconnect check. This is in the object player. So if the gamepad, so this assumes that you have gamepad control activated. If you remember in previous videos, my player controls are separated between keyboard and gamepad. So this whole section is just for gamepad input. So if gamepad is not connected, checking the player's input ID, and the game is not paused, or rather object game pause, yeah. This is referencing object game pause. If game is not paused. If game is not paused, then it checks, or it takes object game and pauses the game. It does all the regular pause function stuff that I've covered in previous video, and that's just about it. It's very simple thing to do, but yeah, this is something Steam wants you to have, where if your gamepad disconnects, the game should pause. And it makes sense. It's kind of just a quality of life feature that every game should have, really. As for making achievements in Steam, there are two parts to it. One part is what's done in GameMaker, where here we check if global Steam API is true, then, and if Steam get achievement, we've got this string here, then Steam, so this checks to see if this is true or false. So I have this not in here, so it makes sure it's false. Basically, if we haven't gotten this achievement before, then we will set the achievement to true. And this string is tied to what is set up in Steamworks. So over here in Steamworks, we have this is the string right here, ACH mission underscore, and then this is the argument that I'm passing in GameMaker. So it turns this ACH underscore mission underscore number converted into a string. That is what it's looking for, and it's looking for that in Steamworks. And yeah, in Steamworks, you have to come in here and create an achievement with the string, a name for it, a description, and 2 images. Now it's very easy to just make a color image and then turn it into grayscale to make that the unachieved icon. And the way I did it was actually there is an online grayscale converter that I used where I just throw my image in and it comes out as grayscale, because I couldn't figure out a way to do it in like Paint or anything. Maybe there's an easy way to do it in like some real photo editing software, but that's the way I did it. I do have this progress stat set to none, because I guess there are achievements that I've seen in other games that have like it shows your progress towards it, because it's like do 1,000 of something and it'll show you those instances. I don't have that on any of my achievements, even the Defeat 1,000 Enemies achievement, just because, I don't know, I didn't have to bother setting it up. Plus, there is a way to look at how many enemies you defeated in-game already. But that's all you really have to do to get the Steam achievements to pop up. In fact, I think if I switch back to the normal game mode, set the demo to equal to false. So again, on this demo equals true and false, I'm going to create a build of the game where demo is true and upload that to Steam as my demo. And then I just set this back to false and make that a separate build and upload that to Steam, and that's my full game. That is, I think that will work for a simple game like this. For a more advanced game, you may need to have two actual different projects. But for my simple game, it's going to be able to work that way. Let's go in here and go ahead and do the campaign. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Frenemy Fire achievement, see if we can get that one to trigger. There we go. We saw the mission complete up here, and the Steam achievement popped up down there. And I believe that is pretty much it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.